Hello again. After my last video in which I opened up to you with emotions and tears, I've received a few messages from certain people, although I guess it's not odd because it's Facebook. But naturally I often find it strange how many strangers feel that they can come along and take away someone else's pain. I find it disturbing quite a lot of the time how strangers appear to use this way of getting to you on a physical level. They talk of hugging you as if you have nobody in your life to hug you. And when you start talking to them, you find it isn't your pain they want to heal, but their pain they want you to heal. They talk of wanting to meet you, even people you've never spoken to before. One thing you must know, I deliberately put that video out there when I was feeling low, because I felt it necessary to draw others into the picture of how terrible this way that this system is working currently, and as it affects people emotionally. About how I don't agree with the way all of this works. How many of us today puts on this front that we're okay, helping and supporting others whilst we ourselves need some support? We have been conditioned into doing this to ourselves. As one friend recently stated on one of my posts, the American way of life agenda is to make everyone automaton, programmed, pre-programmed and predictable. Of course he was right, and the rest of the world is gladly following suit. Through our TVs and other media, we're all of us slowly believing more and more in a police and political state. This is spreading globally. First port of call is our children. Second, killing those who believe differently. This under the guise of religion. If true Christians were awake, they would see God made us all differently for a reason. And those who take charge want to manipulate nature and the natural way of being, the nature of God himself. Yet this way of control always wants to manipulate and play God. There's so many people zombified with no imagination of their own. They can no longer resist those who want to have power over them and everyone else. Just as those during World War II and Adolf Hitler's regime, those people are responding to the same type of manipulation. My post was of a bunch of stones on my Facebook, where one was different from the rest. But when you look closer, they're all different. Out of all those stones, there will always be one that looked like the others, more different from the others. And there will always be one that looked like the others and who may not stand out particularly, but be the one that will teach the rest that they're all bad and wrong, to be what and who they are. There will always be these amongst them in the world that would oppose these. Unfortunately, it's the case that generally it's the one that opposes conformity that is deemed to be the one teaching bad ideas and that is wrong. The rebel, the misfit. And some of these religions and that type of thing will cause these people, to everybody, to believe that this person that is trying to teach freedom is evil, is the devil incarnate. And more like the one who dictates that conformity is the correct way to live. Over time, all of us are following and believing that they should all punish themselves for not being as good as these people are teaching us we should be. They see the dictator as powerful, and they want to be that. Eventually everyone is hooked into dictatorship, attempting to achieve the position of dictator. That's where all the money lies after all. So whilst we're voting for the very dictator that holds us all enslaved, allowing them to take charge. You, all of you today, are slowly but surely losing your freedom. Everything happens in cycles, and we're right back in the cycle where another dictatorship is rearing itself, and has been for a very long time. Isn't it time we learnt from history? Our children are being taken, made to feel totally dead inside. Eventually, they will not have the ability to feel anything. Devoid of emotion, they reside on earth for one purpose only, and that purpose is to have an effect on others, to continue this way of living and making it appear normal. And we're all of us following suit, all of us becoming exactly as they are, cold, hard cogs in a machine that produces money to pay them, where creativity and individualism is no longer respected and honoured. Many of us are caught up in a system that is enforcing this upon us, with threats of conformity. Many have been conned into this 7-day week, 12 months method of dividing the years into 365 days in order to hold the world tied into this work ethic, which is killing us as a species and plundering the world resources at an unpredicted rate. We need to slow down and take stock of what we're doing, rather than plunder and exploit the earth to the last grain of profitable matter. Money being paid on certain days are keeping us held into this monetary system and our reliance upon it. We're still entrapped in the 7-day week system this way. We live in an I'm alright Jack society where one is doing better than the other, and that one that is doing better is deemed better because they have a big TV, faster car, greater security. And it's wrong. This way of thinking has infiltrated our family lives too, where parents and families and siblings are in rivalry, believing that money makes them better. Even parents see their children as better than the other, or more successful than the other, if they have a rich husband, or their son married into a richer bred family that makes them feel better about themselves. It's all about social climbing, elitists over the empathetic, loving, caring people who are now rebelling. And it's us versus them, sickness that we are all experiencing today. Many cannot handle their own empathy. Yesterday I had a conversation with someone who was offering to meet me and hold me because he could see my sadness. Some guy I'd never met or spoken to before, yet after speaking to him about how this wasn't what I'm looking for, that this video did not go out with that intention. The intention was the more people who know what's going on, the more rightful energy will be directed at the problem. This particular person later revealed that he has so much pain in his own life and wanted to kill himself. Whether this was a means to make me feel sorry for him at that point, or he was serious, I don't know. One thing I do know though is this guy spoke of hiding his pain from family and friends, and said they all saw him as a happy person who supported everyone and who coped always. This guy said that he's strong and likes his pain because that makes him appear stronger to everybody else. But if he likes his pain so much, why is he wanting to die? Sometimes people hide their pain away and believe that this is a strength. Yet the greatest strength is where we reveal our pain and where we heal when we open our hearts and let the feelings flow. If many did more of this, they would not get to the point where they want to hurt others, kill others, or worse, turn it upon themselves and kill themselves. Suicide bombers who blow themselves up are ensuing their own pain and taking that which they see as the cause of that pain out on others. Please accept that I by no means am condoning any of this. But to put an end to the wars in the world, we must first understand the emotions which go on behind them. More than this, we have to be open enough ourselves to reveal those hurts, our own hurts, and to heal our own hurts, our own resentments that we ourselves carry. When atrocities like 9/11 occur, and when atrocities like those of the Jews in World War II, the pain lingers for generations and people carry this with them. And this hurt carries and is carried in our genes and gets passed down through not only word of mouth but also through our DNA, through epigenetics. We, all of us, even me, transfer our pain when we're hurting. But there is a balance happening because nature, or some may call it God's work, this balance is happening because many people are being born into this world appearing to be the rebels, freedom fighters, not by blood, but it's as if a brand new breed of people are being born. Many of you will have named them indigo children. Russell Brand is one, my son is one. Many of my friends on Facebook are also this label, indigos. Now, I don't like labels, and I don't like to call my son or these people indigos. I don't even like calling myself mother of an indigo child, because any labels set us apart from one another further. We're all of us gifted, and I'm also gifted with these qualities which allow me to recognise these people even if they don't recognise themselves. These people have a high level of empathy. They struggle to conform. They may drop out of school and won't allow the system to beat them down. This trait comes with so many additional issues, especially when they're not allowed to know how special they are. And they are very special. Because who they are is this: they're the ones that are here to balance this world. And they're the knowers without knowing. They're the doers. No matter how tough it seems, they will do it. They're here to change the world. A large number of these children are the ones being taken into care, stopped from knowing who they truly are. There are many people who are healers, and where there are healers, there must also be those who need healing. Now, healers do not actually heal others. They teach others how they can heal themselves. Many of the younger people today are these indigos. They carry one trait, and this is a very high level of empathy. Yet they don't know how to handle the pain that they feel so deeply. They're unable to distinguish where the line lies and where the pain belongs to them, that is theirs to heal from, compared to where the pain belongs to someone else and that pain belongs to them. If they did, they could then turn those others and teach them where their place of healing lies. Many have not developed themselves enough or understood themselves enough to understand that in the physical, whilst we're all of us separated from one another, we are actually hurting so much because of the illusion which causes us to all think that we are separate and disconnected. This itself makes us hunger even more to be connected. And this is where sometimes people will get in contact with others when they see somebody hurt, and they're there and they're saying, I want to take your hurt away from you. They're trying to connect with somebody else that is hurting because they are actually sort of trying to get into that person and get beyond that disconnected way of being and back to their natural state of being. But this isn't the way it can work. And so when we try to connect through the physical touch rather than emotional interactions, that's when we do get so lost. This is no religious spiel about not having physical relationships with one another. Physical relationships is a different thing altogether. I'm talking about individual healing. Many empaths think it's their role to take on the pain of others, to take it away from them so that they don't have to feel it. When an empath does this, takes on all the pain and refuses to let others hurt, they're not only failing themselves, but also those that they're here to help realize where their healing lies. An empath will be blatantly truthful unless they're hiding their own pain from themselves and others' pain from them. If the meaning of being an empath or empathetic resonates with you, then you have a gift. You are the healers. Yet that healing can't occur until you let yourself experience it first. And that's why most of you people have been through hell and back in the beginning. You've learned it. You've learned how to do it. And now it's your turn to pass that on. So if you're taking others' pain from them and telling others that they are wonderful, okay, and it's okay for them to do what they do, when you take away their opportunity to heal for themselves. Your role is to let those people hurt and feel their experience and show them where they need to heal. Many will deny they need healing. Many will attempt to say, I feel this because of that, and they won't choose to heal. Healing from your pains is connected to our path to freedom and happiness. Our pains are connected. Our happiness is connected. Every emotion and feeling we have. So when we offer a hug or want to heal someone and we ourselves are unhealed and hurting, we're actually transferring our own pain. We're looking for someone to take pain. Someone who is hurting, an exchange of pain will heal nobody. People think that they are opening their heart, allowing others to see their tears. Sharing that they are hurting makes them vulnerable. Yet healing requires us to be open and to open our hearts. An open heart, rather than being vulnerable, is a very strong heart. A heart that is flowing healing, is flowing love. And it is love that blocks all paths that allow fear to enter. Nothing that is negative can flow up the stream where love is flowing outwards. When we open those gateways of the heart, it is a two-way street, like the tide can ebb and flow. You see, love and fear is like oil and water. It won't mix. Every time we offer fear, hatred and anger, we try to mix fear with love. The fear will collect into blue blobs as the ones behind me. Blue blood is dying blood. They say that royalty and the elitists have blue blood, like oil and water. They don't mix. Love as red, oxygenated blood. Love it, the empathetic. Love the empathetic people. The loving, the creative. You are the better class. You are the better bred. The healers, the teachers, the truthers. Yet you have forgotten, and you've allowed these odd stones to infiltrate your love and enslave you. We're living in fear of these others. And when we fear, we open the path for fear to also enter into our hearts. When we let love out, love flows back. This is why it is imperative to love more. The more we love, the less we fear. And the less fear can enter. When we love more, we become fearless. We all carry some fear, but our love has to overcome this, or at least be equal to this. We must balance this within ourselves. This is why we have to clear ourselves first before doing any healing work. Many people who have held some anger towards me have also come to me telling me, "I'm here for you." When people contain fear, they put conditions upon friendships and they put conditions upon love. Our exchange of words put energy upon our intentions. A conversation which goes, "Even though we're no longer friends, I want to be here for you," immediately puts those words, the hurt is there, detected and noted. There is that person's place where they need to heal. So you see, those that are hurting cannot heal us, and we cannot heal them. We can only help them to open the channels for their own self-healing by pointing out what they have done. Even this adds more pain, more anger, more oil to the water, so we must add another dose of love. Unless someone's open to that love, they will have a problem healing. They will have a problem finding that place within themselves. They will return to that conversation more hurt, and it is at that point that we have ended love. Everything that happens in life offers an opportunity to open a channel for healing or to close it. Our bodies by nature are always in a healing state, and it's when we put additional non-healing words and intentions upon our own condition, often with our own self-chatter of how stupid we are, with those words we hinder our own healing process. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself, with telling yourself that you're beautiful, loving, healer, doing your best, in fact doing well, doing brilliantly. All these self-affirmations are there for your healing and healing all the energies around you. The important thing is we must all of us first heal ourselves before taking on any more, and it isn't wrong to love you. Whether this be about hurt over our differences, over our beliefs or anything else that hinders our individual process of self-healing, healing ourselves comes first. You healing you comes first. True love isn't about what you can get from others. It's what you can allow yourself to give to yourself. It's filling yourself up so that you have enough to give. True love isn't about what you can get from others. It's about what you can give, and you can't give unless you have allowed yourself to be loved, to give love to yourself. The world and all upon her requires you to completely open up and offer your filled up heart, to let the love flow outwards. When you let love fly, no one but the coldest and most heartless can help but love you in return. To hide truths so as not to appear the bad guy in situations, we block our own path to healing both ourselves and the process. Not all love is about relationship, and when we're talking about relationship, this is where there is a requirement for love to be a two-way street, and where it is then that it becomes exclusive and conditional and less about healing self rather, but working together instead to heal each other. Blame blocks the pathways to all healing, and blame is about fear. So what if we were all to just take on a little bit of blame? Parents, teachers, social workers, judges, police, governments, all of us. What if we were all to accept that certain points of our own egos has caused us to be unable to own up where we may have gone wrong, or where we may have found it impossible to talk to members of our families, exes or otherwise? What if our own shame has isolated us from where we should be caring most? To love ourselves, sometimes we must come completely apart. When we give up faking it to please others, in time we feel ourselves again. When we're able to be authentic selves and feel all of our emotions, we're able to truly love and heal our own hearts and the hearts of those we love. But it starts with ourselves. When someone asks us who we are and what do we say, we tell them the ideas we have about our image. If you're suffering through your life, you are teaching your children that life is about suffering. So we must drop our story through inquiry and write a new story, rewiring our brains for acceptance of all our good points as well as all our bad. Accept our bad as being a part of us. Sharing it and expressing it is the most precious thing that we can do for ourselves. Nothing will change when there are just a few people doing this. We speak of darkness versus the light, but all of us are containers ready to be filled with light and love at birth. But we're also open to fear where love is lacking. If people all started to take on some self-responsibility rather than deny where they went wrong, rather than identify their darkness, there would be no need for secrets, no need for self-protection through lies. Those who fear truth are not living by it. There are many versions of untruth, only one version of truth. And you must become open enough to live your truth, even the stuff that you don't want everybody to know about. Accept it as a part of you that is past and it's gone, but it's built you and it's caused you to go through that process to learn how to heal, which you can pass on to others. Currently, this system works upon passing blame rather than resolving blame, rather than finding truth. It will do this even at the chance of accusing and incarcerating innocent people to save themselves and to do a job saving another. What it means to embrace your darkness as well as your light means to understand your hurt and take responsibility for it, not become outcasts, not to become occultists. A light worker is someone who sheds light upon the darkness or brings light to a situation and reveals it. I'm often labelled light worker. I'm shedding light upon the darkness that is innocent people being held accountable for being truthful. In this there is no justice. In this, innocent parents and children, the next generation, are being held in darkness. People like myself are getting all the blame for shedding light, otherwise known as telling the truth. And because the rest of us still lying and hiding in their own truth, where they're in darkness, this is where everything is back to front. Where the law system is blaming truthers, light workers. Where darkness is winning and where indigos are taking on the full blame and the full brunt of the punishments. Be a part of the Truth Brigade. Open your hearts and let go of fear and be the love. Isn't this the kind of future that we want for our children and the next generation? Or are we to encourage more of the same in our fear to speak up? Thank you for listening again. With love to you all. Remember, always see love. Namaste.